I know you're gonna dig this.
Second for one, and now there's the man trapped in third and tagging out. And second and two, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, lot more room, and he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
I know you're gonna dig this.
What's up? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing this Monday, February 26th, 2024? We got, 3 more days left, February for Black History Month, but y'all guys know that we do Black History every Monday through the year, because we want to let y'all know that we just didn't do stuff in February. We do stuff all year round. We've done stuff all year round. We got my man Mo on the line today. We got who we got on the line? I'm sorry. We got Matthew's out there. Matthew, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, Kevin.
Okay. We got Mo on the air with me. It's a lot to talk about, man, and it's so much to talk about when it comes to sports. I wish I had more time to do sports, talk about sports. Me personally, I would love to have a 4-hour show. Some people say that's too long, but I mean, I could talk about sports all day long. I could give 1 hour to football, 1 hour to basketball, 1 hour to baseball, and then 1 hour to whatever question may pop up in your mind to want to talk about when it comes to talking about sports. But first off, let's get into this thing. The Dodgers, okay? The Dodgers made some more moves today, traded somebody for somebody and somebody and somebody. I don't even know who's on the roster right now. But I want to know, is it more pressure? Do the Dodgers have more pressure to win a World Series right now than any other team in sports? And it's the Dodgers versus everyone else. So I'm gonna throw it out here to Mo. I'm gonna throw out some names to you and Matthew, and y'all come back and let me know. Dodgers versus the Celtics. Who has more pressure to win the title? Yeah, tough.
Wow. That was hard. I'm gonna say the Celtics. Because Shohei Ohtani is not even pitching this year. If he was 100% healthy, I would say the Dodgers. But because they got a 10-year deal for him, I'm going to say the Celtics because we've been so close to the year. And we got the best team this year. We got to get it done.
And again, I think what the Dodgers are doing right now, and ladies, trust and believe me this. I don't know when it came up with the deferred payment plan, but it's been a great idea. So we're gonna probably see more teams implement that, or MLB gonna come back and say, no, you can't do that. You can't do that right there. You gotta give them the flowers while they're with you. I think, excuse me, I'm sorry. I think that might be the case going forward, but it's a smart idea. Ohtani was the one that came up and said, yo, defer most of my money because I got money. I got cheese. I got the bread. I got the Brinks trunk. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I look at it. Matthew, What do you think? Who you think has more pressure to win right now, the Dodgers or the Celtics?
I gotta go with the Celtics. That's just because if you look at the aspect right now, Boston looks like the more concerning team, pressure than the Dodgers. The Dodgers, as long as they stay healthy, it shouldn't really be a problem. But with the Celtics right now, they just got more situation than the Dodgers do. Now, if Tiny would said, "Hey, I want all this money year by year," and not the contract, so then yeah, I'll probably roll with the Dodgers for the sense of Tiny like monopoly control with his money. And I'm all right on the Dodgers right now.
And you know who else? I think who else kind of put that thought in the Dodgers' mind was Aaron Donald when he deferred some of his money to the Rams. He deferred a lot of his money for the Rams to be down, which we're gonna talk about later on about that salary cap. Okay. Next up, who has more pressure to win, Dodgers or the Cowboys? Mo.
Nobody has expectations for the Cowboys
For the Cowboys
fans.
fans,
So I'm gonna say the
I'm going
Cowboys
to say the Cowboys
because Cowboy fans are
because
tired of us
Cowboy
giving them
fans
a
are tired of
hell.
us giving them a hell.
They tired.
They're
Dodger
tired.
fans know it might take a
Dodger
year or
fans
two
know it
to
might
get
take
ready.
a year or two to
So
get
they've been
ready.
good. The
So they've
Cowboy
been
fans are
good.
tired.
But the
They
Cowboy
tired of
fans are
hearing
tired. They
1996.
tired of hearing
We'd have beat them in
1996.
96.
Would have beat them
They
in
talking about the
96.
70s.
They
Okay,
talk
they ain't
about the
talking about the
70s.
70s.
Okay, they
They're
ain't
talking
talking
about
about the
early
70s.
90s.
They're talking about early 90s.
But still,
Okay.
But still,
Matthew, what you got? Dodgers or
I got
the Cowboys?
I got the Dodgers because the Cowboys every year it's just going to be a repeat system, and in the rest of our lifetimes, like if you really want to go back, they can go plug the state and they can blow Super Bowls, and they can go watch and win their last Super Bowl.
Okay, so let me ask you. So Matthew, how young are you right now?
I'm currently 21.
Okay. Mo, what's your age?
why we got to put me out on
Why
blast
we got
like
to
this?
put me out on blast like this?
Okay, do you want me to tell my do you want me to tell my age first then?
Okay, I'm 48.
I'm 48.
Okay, Mo's 48 and I'm 59. Okay. So I haven't seen them win a Super Bowl since 1996. So I don't even know. I mean, I'm on the backside of 50, right? So I don't know if I think I will be around when the Cowboys do win another Super Bowl. But I don't think it's gonna be no time soon. Rich says I'm 49. Rich, question for you. Who has more pressure to win? The Dodgers or the Cowboys? Let's see what he come back with. Sound like we probably got somebody else on the line here. Oh, is that Curry?
Curry.
All right, Curry. We're gonna backtrack for you because we want to get you in this. He says the Cowboys. Curry, we know what the Dodgers have done, okay? And they're made some moves again today. And my question was to the panel is who has more pressure, the Dodgers versus the field? Okay. The first one I said was the Dodgers versus the Celtics. Everybody basically said the Celtics, right? Do you agree or disagree with that?
When you say you have more pressure to win,
Yeah, to win a title.
I would say the Dodgers with all the money they spent.
Okay.
Are we saying, wait a minute, win a title or win a title this year?
Win a title this year.
Win a title this year.
Right before All-Star break.
We talking about win a title right now. So you're saying the pressure is more on the Dodgers than it is the Celtics. Okay.
I think the pressure is definitely on them. The reason I say that is because they've been on they've been having pressure on this for a while. You know, they should have won more than one title. Won that one, and I thought that if they hadn't won that one, what's the manager's name? He probably would have been gone.
Lord Amherst, I can't think of his name right now. But I'm gonna say this, and
you know what I'm talking about.
Dave Roberts. But I'm gonna say this to you.
Yes.
If the Dodgers don't get cheated in the World Series against the Red Sox and who else did they play? The Red Sox and somebody and Astros. Houston. That's when they were doing the cheating thing. I think that I felt that we could have won that series against Boston. Astros, I think, was a little bit too much for us, but then they the ones that got caught doing all the cheating. So that's why I feel like we should have had at least 3 in the last 5 years. Okay. And again, we do have a title with the shortened season. And I've always said after that, I think they play so well during the season that they burn themselves out. When at the end of the season, that's why they can't get through the short series and stuff like that, which I don't care too much for anyway. So the next one Kerry, is the Dodgers versus the Cowboys. Who has more pressure to win?
I still gonna lean towards the Dodgers because we expected the Cowboys not to win. If anybody with the Cowboys has got any pressure, it's gonna be the head coach. But we expect the Cowboys not to win anything.
And you know what? That's sad because, like I heard Jerry Jones the other day talk about. He says we're right there. 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 Right. And I'm like, he the one puts it in everybody's. He the one that says, "Oh yeah, we're only a couple players away, or we're this, we're that." You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying he's right or he's wrong, but what I'm going to say is I think he puts more pressure on the team to win than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? But he still don't have the team that can get them over the top. You know. So that's the weird part about it. Okay. So we did the Dodge, we did the okay, here's the next thing. Mo, who has more pressure to win? The Dodgers versus the Ravens.
Dodgers.
Dodgers.
And the reason I said that is because I was thinking when Rich and I were going back and forth on the line. Kershaw only has like one more year. The Ravens. Yeah. The Ravens, the problem that you have is Lamar's already signed. But their whole offensive guys are young except for Mark Andrews. Their defense is kind of young too, but they're about to lose Patrick Queen. So I think they have a couple more years to get it right. But I think now because of Kershaw, I put it on the Dodgers instead of Ravens.
Matthew, Dodgers versus the Ravens.
I gotta stick with the Dodgers. Just because the Ravens, you can throw in whoever you want on that team, and have to what they're doing. There's like with this lineup, maybe for this league right now, but we'll find out some reality check as the season goes on. Once it's the regular season.
And you know what's funny about that is because my dad always told me, he says when the Dodgers are when they're 500 or less in the summer league, I mean when they play the preseason games, he says they're always better team that year of. He said if they do good in the preseason, he said they're not gonna be good during the season. And also my dad always told me, he said, come July is when they play their best baseball. And I've always watched that. And my dad was on point with that because he was a Dodger fan, and that's why I'm a Dodger fan. You know what I'm saying? So I get your point. They can go undefeated in the spring in the preseason league. It doesn't really matter anything until the season starts. Okay, Curry, Baltimore Ravens against the Dodgers. Who has the most pressure to win?
I'm going to stick with the Dodgers because um, the reason is because the AFC is so stacked with great quarterbacks over there with Burrow and Deshaun Watson coming back, and you got the boy out there in the LA, and it's just that I just think that it's going to be hard to win the AFC. And the Ravens don't really go out and spend a ton of money like, say, the Dodgers have.
Mm.
So, but they just put together a good squad through their drafts, and they draft well, and they do pick up nice complimentary free agents to help them along the way. So I still say the Dodgers.
Okay. It was somebody else.
Now, if you ask me San Francisco, that would be a different story.
I was green go there. The
I got one
Dodgers
for you.
versus
I got one for you.
against the 49ers.
I got one better than that.
I got one better than that.
Well, let's do this one, then you come back with one.
It's definitely the 49ers
It's
on that one.
definitely the 49ers on that one. I'll take it first.
Because their cap is about to kill.
Because their cap is about to kill.
Who's cap?
The 49ers. They're going to have to pay McCaffrey.
They're going to have to pay McCaffrey.
They're going to have to pay Trent Smith
They're
again.
going to have to pay Trent Smith again.
They're going to have to pay Debo.
They're going to have to pay Debo.
They got to pay Ayuk this year, let him go.
Ayuk this year, let him go.
Yeah, they just got way too many players. They got to pay in the next 2 years.
They got to pay in the next 2 years.
And then think about it. Brock Purdy going to have to get paid. He's making $500,000 right now.
$500,000 right now.
And they gonna give him $50 million?
And they gonna give him $50 million?
Because he's an elite quarterback.
Wow.
You keep calling him an elite quarterback, you gonna pay $50 million.
We're gonna talk about that elite quarterback stuff, man, in a few minutes. Matthew, Dodgers, 49ers. Who has the most pressure to win right now?
49ers do, because there's a lot of health problems with that team. If we're really being honest here, because with the Dodgers, you could probably find or convince people to join them. With the 49ers, though, it's only hard for them to convince people to sign with them if their team can't stay healthy.
Okay, Curry. Dodgers, 49ers.
Yeah, I definitely will say the 49ers because the 49ers have been, so close so often here lately. If you look at Harbaugh, he couldn't get it done. And then Shanahan, he's been there twice within the recent years. He can't get it done. So I think the pressure is definitely on those guys. And they went out and got McCaffrey last year, and he was supposed to have been the missing piece that they needed. And then if you look at mid-season this year, they look like they was just gonna win it all without a doubt. And then the same thing happened when Baltimore, they started to look like they were going to win it without a doubt.
Right.
But I'll say the 49ers have more pressure probably on than anybody.
Okay. All right. I think we got Rich on the line. Rich, who you got most pressure on, Dodgers or 49ers?
I was definitely the 49ers. We're right up against the cap. And, I heard all the names, and it's just, you can't pay everybody. So,
Yeah, and I'm looking at the cap. I'm looking at the cap right now. Man, even with the 20-something million dollars they gave, the cap went from 224 to 250 something. Yo, San Francisco has $2 million in cap. They have $2 million in cap room, so that means they're gonna cut some players in order to get better percent. And so before we go into you, Mo, I'm just gonna give you guys right here. These are all the teams that are in negative, okay? And there's only one team and two teams in negative that didn't make the play. Three teams in negative didn't make the playoffs, which don't make any sense. So San Francisco 25th, Dallas is 26. They have a -9. Cleveland has a -11. Denver has a -19, which probably will change. Chargers has a -20. Miami has a -24, which they already cut Xavier, and they said more cuts coming. The Saints has a -39, which they're going to try to change because they're going to restructure what's the next contract. Buffalo's a -43. I think, in all honesty, Buffalo's going to probably get hit the hardest because all the question marks that has to go along with Buffalo going forward next season. There's got a lot of big guys that's going to be leaving there to go somewhere to get paid. But Mo, who do you have? I have one more coming up, but who do you have right now versus the Dodgers?
The only other team that has more pressure than them to win.
The Yankees?
Yep.
That was going to be my last one.
And I'll go last. I'll see if everybody talks about the reason I know it.
I would say the pressure would be on the Dodgers because of what the Dodgers have done. Because the Dodgers kind of did a blueprint of what the Yankees were doing before, and Yankees kind of went away from that because they said we can still good players and not pay them a lot. But I think that because of how tough that league is with the Rangers, I think the Rangers are not going anywhere. I don't think the Warriors are going anywhere. If we were to go and look at Vegas betting on it, I don't know if Yankees are the top. If the Yankees are in the top 4 in American League or not, as far as going to the World Series, because like I said, the Orioles, the Astros, even Tampa, and a couple other teams I can't name off the top of my head. I think they probably have better chances to go to the World Series than the Yankees. So I will put the pressure on the Dodgers on that one. Matthew, what you got? Yankees or the Dodgers?
I'm going to go with the Yankees. That's just the way that the Yankees are. You can't really describe it for seasons when they get old because there's so much stuff that happens within the organization. Especially during trade deadline. Because once we get past trade deadline, you can't really say are they a good team or a bad team or are they in the mid card team.
Okay.
There's so much that can happen with that team and many other teams in baseball.
Okay. Curry, what you got?
I'm sticking with the Dodgers. I just think that that's just extreme a lot of pressure on those guys considering the money they spent. And if they don't get a return on their investment by getting a World Championship, then I just think it's going to be some people losing some jobs out there.
And I'm gonna say this to you. I'm not happy with Dave Roberts as a manager. I felt like when Dusty Baker retired, I think they should have went out and got Dusty because Dusty played for the Dodgers. Dave Roberts, I mean, he's cool, but I think that how. Well, let me put it to you like this. I don't think he feels the pressure to win a World Series after winning one. I don't think there's pressure there because, and Mo will tell you, I've been ever since they won the World Series and they fell short. I was like, get rid of Roberts. Get rid of Roberts. I don't think he's a manager for that team. I just don't think he's that guy. You know what I'm saying? And so I think because there's no pressure behind him is the reason why he's still there. But when Dusty Baker's name came up, I was like, yo, go get Dusty, please. He's been to several World Series. He played in the World Series. I mean, yo, go get the guy that he's my favorite. He's my favorite Dodger of all time, for real, for real. But bring him back to the fold. You know what I'm saying, because he has so much knowledge. So I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from. Rich, what you got?
I got those rankings for the.
Say that again, Matthew.
I got the rankings you were looking for the odds to win the World Series.
Okay, go ahead, give it to us real quick before we go to Rich.
Dodgers, Rays, Astros, Yankees,
Wow.
Rangers, Orioles, Phillies, Mariners, Twins.
Wow, the Twins. Wow, I'd have thought that the Baltimore Orioles would have been in front of the Yankees. That's amazing right there. I mean, even though they got Soto from the Padres, I don't know if I didn't think that would lift them up that far as them going to the World Series. So there is pressure on the Yankees. Rich, what you got? Dodgers or the Yankees?
Dodgers. I mean, they have just too much money invested into the team. Now, and granted, they did kick a lot of that money down the road, with Shohei and the other companies.
Yamamoto.
You still got all that money. Kershaw's killing them. Then you got the Betts and all of those guys. I mean, they're just the offense is killing them too. I mean, they're good enough to win. They just 50.
I'm gonna say this though, they had a lot of pitching issues last year. Mays, there's another pitcher they had that didn't get a chance to pitch last year. There were like 3 pitchers that they didn't have in the rotation. I think Kershaw is basically on his back end of his career, for real, for real. I think there was, for him to sign so late into the season, lets you know that the Dodgers were like, okay, ain't nobody else signing you. We'll bring you back. And if you can give us 8 starts through the year, maybe, and get into the World Series, we throw you in there and you do something, then, not that he's not going to Hall of Fame, but it just adds to his repertoire of all the things that he's done so far that's made him be the person that he is. So that's where I think that comes into play. I don't think Kershaw is going to be that he's not going to be the focus this year, in my opinion. I mean, if the pressure's not on him, and see, the thing about it is, what I didn't understand as a kid growing up was, why is every time when the good pitchers pitch, the score is like 1-2 or 0, or it's really low. But then when the other pitchers pitch and the score is like 8-9, 10-11, or whatever like that, and then my dad sat me down. He said because there are better pitchers than the other ones. I said, oh, okay, I got that. I got you on that one. Okay, I feel you on that one. All right, Mo, give it to us.
Major reasons. You trade all that for Juan Soto. And then you don't sign. Like Snell. Yankees.
Wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute. So Blake Snell didn't. I thought they offered him. He didn't go there.
He's not signed. No.
So what did they offer him? Can you tell us what they offered him, or they didn't tell?
I have no idea. They just said that they have an offer on the table. He wants $250. He wants $250 million. He ain't budget. So, as a Yankee fan, we have never ever been outbid by somebody. That happened with Yamamoto this year. Y'all outbid us. We got Juan Soto. He only has a 1-year contract, $33 million, and his Scott Boras contract or guy. So that means we're gonna have to pay out the butt next year. You also have
You also
Gleyber
have
Torres
Gleyber Torres
on his last year. You
on his
have
last
Lou
year.
Trevino
You
on his
have
on
Lou
his. You
Trevino
also traded for Alex
you also
Verdugo,
traded for
who
Alex
on his
Verdugo,
last
who
contract,
was on his last contract,
his last year of the contract.
his last
So
year of the
it's
contract.
so many moving
So
things.
it's so many moving things.
Stanton is always hurt.
Stanton is always hurt.
He's making 32 million
He's
this year,
making 32
32
million this
million
year.
next year.
32 million
Goes down
next year.
finally,
Goes
29,
down finally
25,
29,
10.
25, 10.
It's going to come a time where Garrett
It's going to
Cole
come a
and
time
Aaron
where
Judge are going to get
Cole
mad
and Aaron Judge
because
are going
they're
to get
both
mad.
good friends with
They're
Blake
both
Snell.
good friends with Blake Snell.
You got to get it done. We don't
You
get
got to get it
outbid.
done.
We
We
don't
don't
just
get
sit on our
outbid.
hands.
We don't just sit on our hands.
Kyle Steinbrenner is not ball.
Kyle
Is not the
Steinbrenner
boss.
is not ball. Is not the boss.
If we don't win this year, I
If
can
we
tell
don't
you
win this
Brian
year, I
Cashman
can
better
tell
not
you
be
Brian
back.
Cashman better not be back.
They also brought Aaron Boone
They
back,
also brought Aaron Boone back,
who is just like
who's
I
just
compare
like
Aaron
I
Boone
compare Aaron Boone
to God, what's his
to
name? Oh, I
what's his
can't think of
name?
his name. Brad
Oh, I
Stevens.
can't think of his name. Brad Stevens.
Great regular season
Great
coaches
regular
can't
season
get it done
coaches
in the place
can't
in
get
the
it done in the playoffs.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So by sticking with all those guys
By
and not
sticking with
bringing
all
in
those
Blake
guys
Snell,
and not bringing in
that
Blake
says we got
Snell,
enough to win.
that says we got enough to win.
So if we don't have enough to win,
If we don't have
that's on
enough to win,
management,
that's on management,
and the fans
Okay.
will boo
and
them.
the fans will boo them.
Okay. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. All right, guys. Moving on. So the NFL has had their winter meeting, and there were some coaches, some GMs that wanted to change one rule in the NFL. Do anybody on the panel right now know what that one rule is?
Salary cap.
Nope.
I don't know what it is, but I know what I wish it was.
Okay. So nobody knows what it is, right? Okay. So
That's interference.
so
I wish let me get a shot at it.
so who said? Let me give a shot at it.
Let me get a shot at it.
Okay, go ahead. Everybody gonna get a shot. Okay, go ahead.
Is it where the come of the ball and it goes out of the end zone and it goes as a touchback?
Absolutely.
I was gonna say that's probably the worst rule in football.
So let's talk about this. Did anybody have anything else other than that right there? Because it might be something that I didn't think about that we could bring up.
That's interference.
That's interference.
So that's okay. So let's talk about pass interference real quick. So how do you think pass interference should be set up? How do you think it should be changed? Because I don't like the way it is right now. I think they should fix it. Because I think they give the defense they surely don't have an edge when it comes to that right there. But Mo, how do you fix pass interference, or do you tweak it? What do you do to it?
Tweak it. You say a first down of 10 yards.
First down of 10 yards.
Let them ride them for 10 yards.
Let them ride them for 10 yards.
Not five.
Not five.
Make it 10.
Make it 10.
They can ride the wide receiver for 10.
Yep.
I don't know about that because you got to get rid of the ball within 3 seconds.
Well, I guess Brock Purdy gonna have to get rid of it faster. Well, offensive line got to hold better.
Anybody agree with that concept, or anybody got anything they want to add to that concept before I say
I'm
something?
a defensive guy. I want the defense to win.
I want the defense to win. That's terrible.
Go ahead, Matthew.
A team. Matthew, go ahead, Matthew. I feel like with pass interference, and it's like one of the things can do. I feel like with pass interference, if I were a commissioner, I would look at it as like the physicality. Like, let's say a wide receiver's wide open, but then if the defender wants to grab the whole left hand, then I'll call that pass interference. Well, if we're talking about like both wide receiver and defender being physicality with each other's hands, then I wouldn't really call that pass interference. And then if the receiver wants to be the defender, they can call the offensive PI right there. You know, who has more physicality on the hand or the shoulder of that player.
That's a great point. That's an excellent point. I think Rich, you had something.
Yeah. First, I want to say first Moto takes shots at my quarterback. He led the league in air yards and completion percentage.
Hey man, paying $50 million a year.
But I think, and partly the Super Bowl champion MVP led the league in yak this year. So I mean, let's just keep it real. Anyway, I think 10 yards is a bit much. I think, depending on the offense, some receivers are trying to get into their routes, and they can't because they got this dude hanging on their neck for 10 yards. Like, sometimes it's just a 5-yard route or 8-yard route or a 7-yard route, but they can't get into it because this DB is God knows like Seabiscuit, and it ain't worth anything. It's football.
Okay.
I'm done.
Curry, you got any comment on that one?
Yeah, I actually wouldn't change anything as far as the rules as pass interference because it's a judgment call, and we only think about the ones that they miss, but they usually get those calls about 85-90% right. But now, if I was going to do anything different, I would have an eye in the sky to say, hey, man, if you want to go back and look at that play, and we're not so sure that was pass interference, I would do it there. But if I was trying to change the rule, I wouldn't do it.
Okay. Mo, go ahead before I say something.
Well, I'm not going to talk about pass interference. There's one rule I want to change. But you can go ahead and talk to pass interference.
Is it still talking about pass interference or something else?
No, this is something totally else.
But wait a minute.
I'll let you talk.
Okay. So this is where I agree with. I don't agree with the 10-yard thing because they got to get the ball out their hands in 3 seconds. Okay. And if you're a quarterback that sits back and pat the ball, you're gonna be in trouble. All right, you're gonna have to run, or you're gonna have to get a sack, or you're gonna do whatever. And sack's gonna go up. I don't like that. I don't like the 10-yard thing. I would say this. I think if your head is turned at the quarterback when the ball is coming to it, coming to that wide receiver, if you touch him or whatever the case may be, it should be pass interference because now your head's turned and you're looking at the ball. You're not looking at the player. The player could be like 10 yards down the field. He didn't random pass you, but the ball's already in the air. You know what I'm saying? I think that as long as you turn your head towards the ball and looking for the ball, you're still gonna try to feel for the defender. You may not feel him, but you can see the ball coming, so you can adjust to the ball. I think as long as you do that, I think you're fine. It should be no pass interference. 2, I think that it should be a reviewable call. I really do. Because I'm gonna tell you, people like Aaron Rodgers, who's famous for throwing the ball up in the air, and the ball is 15 yards shorter than the wide receiver. The defensive back never turns his head, or he never allows the wide receiver to come back and get the ball. Now it's pass interference. Now you got the ball at the 1-yard line. I don't agree with that. I personally think that pass interference should be 15 yards. Bottom line, it should not be a spot foul. Because they're questionable. If you can review them, then let it stand where it stands. If you get pass interference at the 1, the ball's at the 1. But let's be allowed to review that play. That's what I would like to see change in the pass interference. Mo, go ahead.
Fine and simple. Change the review that everything can be reviewed. And you get 2 per game. You get them both right. You get them both right. You get a third one. You get that rule the same. Everything is reviewable.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. So So basically what it is, okay, you get 2 reviewable plays. If you get both of them right, you get a third.
It's the
Okay.
same thing that they're already doing.
That's the same thing that they're already doing. Okay.
They're doing that, but they
Okay,
don't
that
have
makes
everything
sense.
reviewed.
But they don't have everything reviewed.
Right. That makes sense. And I think that, and I'm surprised that was never a conversation during the winter meetings. Okay. That to me, that's. But if you think about the coaches, they go to the coaches that are at the winter meetings right now. All of them are offensive coordinators, or head coaches. They're not defensive coordinators. There may be 1 or 2 there, and they're not going to speak up on that. But I think that's what I get your I like what Mo said. I think everybody on the panel probably would agree with that as well. That if you win a challenge, you get another challenge. If you win the second challenge, you get a third challenge. That will work, and
That's already
everything's
there, though.
reviewable. That's already there though. But let me ask you a question. Would you so anything that's a flag thrown could be reviewable. Is that correct?
Even when it's just like basketball.
It's just like basketball.
When they call a foul, that's the
When
only
they
time it's
call a
reviewed.
foul, that's the only time it's
So,
reviewable.
but I think everything should be
But I
reviewable,
think
even when
everything
they
should be
don't
reviewable,
throw a
even when
flag.
they don't
Because
throw a
there's been
flag.
so many
Because there's
holdings that
been
they
so
don't
many
call.
holdings that they don't call.
Oh man, I was watching. Yo, I was watching. I
The
I
Super
went and
Bowl.
rewatched Super
The
Bowl
Super
again.
Bowl.
I went and watched it. Yo, Kansas City held so much on San Francisco. It was outrageous. And some of the holding plays that they had, they were not like a bunch of guys together. They were like out by themselves. Like Bosa was getting held. Man, that's what makes me think sometimes that this sport we call football that's turning into entertainment is fixed. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at the game and I was like, because I looked at the game after I heard what they were talking about, what they wanted to review. And I looked back at the game, I said, you know what? I said holding should be a reviewable play if they call a flag on it or whatever the case may be, right? Then if they don't, if you can, in my opinion, you can't throw the flag. I mean, you can't challenge it if it's not a flag, right? But I looked at there were 3 or 4 plays in that game against San Francisco where definitely was holding and definitely should have been called, and it wasn't called. And I'm saying to myself, man, you guys make it so easy for us as fans to look back and judge judge what I want to say, judgmental the game to the point where like, man, I'm tired of this. I can't believe they did this. They can't believe they did that. The whole 9 yards. So that's where I get it from. But the call that they was talking about was fumbling the ball in the end zone. But they never in the article I read, it didn't really say how they're going to rectify it. But they said it had no
The 20-yard line.
The 20-yard line.
it had no yeah, I'm sorry. That the offense would get the ball on the 20-yard line if it got fumbled out in the end zone. And I'm gonna say this: I think that they have a point with the fumble because where the fumble is, that's where you know. So if you can't advance a fumble, but if you at the 5, you fumble in the end zone, it goes to the 20. I'm okay with that. But they're not going to change. They're not going to change that rule. They're not going to change it
The rule ain't
because
changed the 8 ball.
The rule ain't changed the 8 ball.
because the
Why ain't gonna
defense
change
ain't
it
got.
the NFL?
Don't change it the NFL.
And the thing about it is, what calls do defense really have? If you guys think about it, what calls do defense have at? I don't care what nobody says. I think defensive players are way better than offensive players because you think you know the play, but you really don't know the play. You do look at film, but then they add something to the film and you never saw before. Now you got to prepare for that. You don't know how to prepare for it now. You prepare for it on the fly. So defensively, I think it's harder in the NFL to deal with offense than it is offense dealing with defense. You know, unless you have elite players on defense, you're just not. It's not going to happen for you. So I get your point. I don't agree with it. I think it needs to stay the same and be done with it. It's as simple as that. And I'm surprised. That's the only thing that they said they brought up as far as the change is concerned. So basically, what we're going to get next year is the same NFL we had this year going for next year. But I'm going to say this in hindsight of the 49ers and a couple other teams not knowing what the overtime rules is I sit every head coach down and explain to them the overtime rules and all the scenarios, and then you go back and teach your staff. I'm not, as the NFL, I'm not going to teach the whole staff. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to train you, and you go back and teach them. Because for San Francisco not to know how overtime ran, for other teams in the NFL not to know how overtime ran, is a debacle. Because that means you're not really preparing your team to the fullest of playing a game that goes into overtime. You know what I'm saying? And no shade on the 49ers is that they came out and Bizarre was like, I don't know. But it came out, there's a couple other players, teams didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So they'll probably, I would sit them down and go through that as well. Anybody agree, disagree with that concept before we move on to the next topic? Okay. So Matthew, I was gonna bring it up anyway, but Matthew wanted to talk about, or Mo wanted to talk about fans charging on the court at college games, college football games, college basketball games. More basketball than football. Football is a little different than basketball, but basketball has become an issue right now. What happened was Wake Forest played Duke. Wake Forest wins. One of the players from Duke get hurt, right? But the thing about it is that they're not talking about he tripped somebody before he even got into the tussle, bustle, whatever he did within the fans. So you can't sit and tell me we should get rid of it, because if he got trampled, then it's a whole different story. But the first person he saw, he tripped him, and he did it on purpose. You can look at the film and see that he did it. He tripped him on purpose, right? But you come out and say that now you got a twisted ankle, you got this, you got that. How we don't know that's the ankle you tripped the person with? You know what I'm saying? Because he did fall, grab teammates how to grab him and things like that. Is there a safety factor in that? I think it is. My solution, I'm gonna talk about mine first. I think that when something like that happened, just allow the visiting team to get off the floor. And if you don't want on the floor, then run on the floor, jump on the hoops, do whatever you want to do. Just allow the opposing team to leave the floor. And I'm gonna give you a guy scenario what I saw when the Celtics beat the Lakers in 81. I think it was 81. And they let the fans they let the fans go to the floor. Larry Bird was running for his life. Larry Bird was sucker punching fans. They was grabbing the shirt. They were doing all kind of craziness. And these are the fans that like him. You know what I'm saying? So I saw it from my own eye. I was like, yo, I said, man, they about to trample him, but that's his dude. You know what I'm saying? So I get their point. And I'm just saying you could tweak it a little bit, because in college, that's part of college. That's part of college life, man. That's part of college life. That's part of like when in football and you win a game that you ain't supposed to win, you pull the goalposts up, take it down to the Mississippi River and let it float through the Mississippi River. And so they gotta go buy a new goalpost. Yo, that's part of college. That's part of college fun, right? Matthew, what's your thoughts on should they is it okay the way it is? Should they change it? Because they want to change it where you have a 30-second clock where all the opposing team gets off the floor and then they come and run on the floor. Do you see them? Do you think they should make a change? You like it the way it is? Or how would you change it if you could?
I like the idea of use it, and then on top of that, if that doesn't work, have like extra security like you do for football. Like, in the final 2 minutes, they'll have like all the security and police department surrounding the field. Just do it like that, but with basketball. Or theoretically, let's say this gets worse down the road, like a couple years down the road, like each year gets worse. Let's make it to the point where they might throw in a hockey suggestion where, well, at a window block, it's like a little 4 foot lawn in the window view. So you're looking at like a hockey game, so like you're not going to run onto that court no matter if things wins or loses.
And you know what's weird, because I was thinking the same thing. I like like in baseball, you can't run on the field no more because they had that netting around the whole field for safety of the fans because of the baseballs. And I'm saying you could do like a screen for basketball, but that'd be odd. That'd be kind of odd that you had that
Like it'd be behind the bleachers, like behind the players. We're like, imagine you sit behind a player, there's glass in between, and so you get to like the entrance where they come out.
Okay. That's doable. That's doable. That's doable. Curry, what's your thoughts on this situation? How do you think this should be handled?
I personally think they should ban it. For the simple reason, it's unfortunate that we live in a world where we're more reactive than proactive. And we always got to wait till something bad happens before we decide to change it. And you mentioned about tearing down the goalposts. You know, there was a kid that got killed because a goalpost fell on him about 15 years or so ago. And so, they stopped him from tearing down the goalposts. And again, like I say, the world that we live in, I would ban it because these fools that go to these games now, some of them drunk, and you don't know what they're going to do when they went out on that court. They may try to hurt somebody or whatever. And not only that, one of these days, they're going to charge the court for the wrong reason. They're going to mess around and start running after the referees and stuff like that because they pissed off because of the way the game ended. So, yes, they need to ban it, and they need to ban it right away.
Okay. Rich, what's your thoughts?
I'm with Curry. They need to ban it and let everybody know after banning it, if you run onto the court and approach a player, you may be prosecuted. You have to make them know that we're serious, and they might have to make an example out of a few people.
Okay.
But I think they should ban it because, like Curry said, it's not going to be because of happiness. It's going to be because of anger. And then the referee gets sad or whatever, gets beat down by some fans. And fanaticism is crazy in America nowadays. They're like ravenous wolves.
Okay. Mo?
That's probably one of the only people on the show that is actually stormed the court. UVAB number one UNC.
You ran on the court.
Fun as hell. It was fun as hell. I ran on the court. I missed the UVA beating Florida State at UVA. I had to work that night. So I stayed. I lived like a quarter mile away from the stadium. Could have went to the game, but I was just like, we ain't gonna win. And when I get home and I'm looking at the game, I'm like, we're up. And it's like 3 minutes left. And I'm like, I ain't going in because I ain't gonna ruin this for everybody. We won the game. Stopping Ward done at the 1 yard line. I go outside and I hear the biggest roll ever heard. It was amazing. My roommate was one of the people that carried the goalpost past our place. Like 20 minutes later.
Ah, man.
I live with white boys, so one of black dude that was doing that. Because we would have been going to jail for theft. So I wasn't about to touch it.
So I wasn't about to touch it.
But
Okay.
seriously, it's
Okay.
an
But
amazing
seriously,
feeling
it's
when
an
you're a
amazing
young
feeling when you're a young
and your team beats a number one
and
team
your
on a
team
team
beats
you're
a
not
number one
expecting to
team on a
win.
team you're not
If you
expecting to
lose
win.
it in that
You
moment.
lose it in that moment.
But I understand how the players
But
feel
I
because I
understand how
didn't
the
want to be
players feel
around these
because I
crazy
didn't want to
fans
be
either.
around these crazy fans either.
Okay. 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 Good. Yeah, you got a good thing there. I just say I think if you give it 30 seconds for the referee to come up the court, the opposing team come up the court, and if you don't run on the court, then so be it. But I think the NCAA is not going to change it because that's what they use to motivate people to come to the schools. Look, you allowed to do this, you're allowed to do that, you're allowed to do this here, you can do this here, you can do that here, you can do this here. They're not gonna allow you to do it over here. Oh, don't worry. They're not gonna allow you to do it over here. But here, we're gonna allow you to come, jump on the field, to act a fool, act and I don't know, Matthew, I don't know if he was around when Michigan Curry, correct me if I'm wrong. Michigan played somebody in the band. They thought the game was over and the band was on the field, and they ended up winning the game, and the band was on the field. The guy with the trumpet was the one that they always tell a story about.
You're talking about Cal versus Stanford, or you talking about Michigan?
So yeah. You're right. Stanford versus Cal. Yeah,
Yeah, that was way before my time.
I just saw blue. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That scenario was crazy right there. That was crazy. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I yo, I get everybody's point, you know what I'm saying? But if I had to vote, I would say still keep it intact. Just tweak it a little bit, give it 30 seconds, give it a 30-second clock. Let everybody get off the floor that needs to get off the floor. If the players want to stay, the players stay, and then you do your thing. But if you do it with
Can't stop raw emotion.
It's not raw emotion.
I know. But the thing about it is what my man from the Duke did. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If that was my child, that he tripped like that, and something happened to her, like she lost her teeth or whatever, I'm suing him because
But
he
you
might
gotta
have an
talk about
NIL
Caitlin
deal.
Clark.
Talking about Caitlin Clark.
I need my
Caitlin
money.
Clark did the same thing.
Caitlin Clark did the same thing.
Well, they said that she got hurt. Did she get hurt? Didn't get hurt.
No, she was the one that bumped the
She was the
girl
one
though.
that bumped the girl though.
See, I didn't see that. I just saw the one with the Duke guy. And the Caitlin Clark thing didn't come to fruition until after this situation with Duke because they talked about it, but I never saw the film on Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying? I never saw the film. All right, guys, let's move on to another topic.
Let me say one more thing, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, Curry.
I personally, I'm a Duke hater because I'm a Tar Heel.
Me too.
But
I don't like nobody in ACC, especially
but
Duke.
But I don't want to see these players getting hurt. And I know we can look at it one way and say he might have tripped somebody. I think you avoid all of that by not allowing these fans to rush the court. Period.
I agree.
See, that's what again goes back to what I was saying. If you're proactive on this thing, it's not going to happen. You just shut it down. And I think it's the SEC said that they banned it, but they really didn't ban it because if they do the first time, it's $100,000 fine. They don't care about that $100,000 fine. They'll pay that $100,000 fine like it's nothing.
Exactly, and that's what they was talking about today.
Shut that thing down.
They'll pay the fine, but they'll pay the fine. They don't even care about the kids, but the kids will be allowed to do what they need to do. So next thing up, guys, is that I am the GM of the Chicago Bulls.
Yes.
I've kept my coach.
Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears.
What did I say? Chicago what?
You said the Bulls.
I'm sorry,
You
Bears.
said the Bulls.
Chicago Bears.
Well,
Chicago Bears. I've been sipping on some libation today. I had a rough day today. I don't even want to get into it at work, but it was a rough day. I'm Chicago Bears GM, and I'm in a dilemma with Justin Fields. The going rate is $50 million per quarterback next year. I don't know if Justin Fields is worth $50 million to me as my starting quarterback. But I got the number 1 pick. I got the number 9 pick. And I know I need some help on the O-line. I need a number 1 wide receiver. I might need a cornerback or 2. I need you guys to come to me and convince me to maybe draft Mr. Williams or whoever's out there, or convince me to trade that pick and keep Justin Fields. But the key to this whole thing is that we have to resign him at the going rate, which would be $50 million, right? I don't know Justin has that anyway. I haven't seen it in Justin, but now that's great. Granted, though, they have not did well drafting these past 2 years. He's been there. Now they got a left tackle. I think they're gonna be good with. I think the center's a question mark. Do I keep it? Do I trade it? What do I do? Because I'm in a dilemma with how I want to handle this thing. But the hardest thing about it is I'm gonna let y'all know is that I don't know if I can give Justin Fields $50 million after the season if he's not producing for me. And what I've done is I've passed on CJ Stroud, I passed on Williams, I passed on all the quarterbacks that come out this year to keep Justin Fields there. So I'm gonna go with Matthew first and let everybody simmer their thoughts. So Matthew, tell me what you want to do first, and then I'm gonna say yes or no, and then we can go through the scenario.
So, the offer I can give you, I'm Pittsburgh's GM. Give you the phone call. I want Fields.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you this year's first round draft pick and next year's first round draft pick in exchange for Fields and your first round draft pick with Fields, so that I can have a number 1 wide receiver, which is Marvin Harrison Jr. That gives them connection.
Okay, so say that again.
Not 1 first round draft pick, but 2 first round draft picks.
Okay, so say that again. You want Pittsburgh wants Justin Fields, right?
Yes.
And you want me to give you the Chicago Bears first round draft pick with Justin Fields,
the number 1 pick.
Exchange. Yep.
Exchange for Pittsburgh
for this year's first round
and
next year's first round.
And what else?
That's crazy.
And Mason Rudolph.
That's crazy.
Nope, I ain't doing it.
I'll take that.
Wait a minute. Tell him what he just said. He wants to give. Let me tell him what he said. You want to give the 20th pick this year and a first round next year. To get the number 1 pick. And Justin Fields.
I'm not. That's
No,
not.
I just think it's funny. You'll get the best 2 picks. You'll get the best Fields and the number 1 pick for just the 20th pick.
I'm not doing that. And I'm gonna say this to you. Like, I have a scenario right here. I'm going to show you. I had to pay. This is no lie. I have it right here on here, and I did this a couple weeks ago. So, and I did it with the thoughts of the Atlanta Falcons right now. Okay, and I said, the Atlanta Falcons want the number 1 pick. I want their second round pick in 2024. I want the number 8, which is the Atlanta Falcons. So that gives me 2. I got an 8 and 9. I want Atlanta second round in 2024, which is 43. I want the third round in 2024, which is 74 or 79. I want a first round in 2025 and a third round in 2025. That's what I want.
Well, I was saying was at the first pick, the ninth pick.
Oh, you want the Bears' ninth pick.
Yep.
I'm still not doing it. I'm still not doing that. I'm not doing that. So now this is that. Now I'm gonna come back to you as you're coming to me from Pittsburgh area, right? I'm gonna come to you. I'm like, yo, I need Pittsburgh's 21st, right? This year, I need your first next year. I need your 21st this year, your first next year, your third next year, and then I want a second on 2026. So I got 4 picks, and I still have my first pick because it's gonna be the 9th pick. So you want my 9th pick and Justin Fields. If you give me that, you got him. Because I need picks back. I need picks back. I need picks back.
I'll throw on the picks.
Okay.
Because I was about Pittsburgh undrafted Marvin Harrison Jr.
And the thing about it is, if I got all those picks I just asked for, I'm gonna get me a wide receiver. I may not get him in the first round this year, but I can look further down the line to next year maybe. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I will play. I think we have Lou on the line. Lou, you out there?
I'm here, Captain.
Okay. I'm Chicago. What do you want? Who you representing? What team you gonna represent? Number one.
Well, of course, me and the Jets.
Okay, so you're a fan, right? Okay, so you're a Jets fan.
Yes.
So you want the number 1 pick, and
I actually don't.
You want the number
9?
So do you want the number 9th pick? Because we got two picks.
I'll take it.
Okay, you want the 9th pick?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you gonna give me for the 9th pick? And what do you want back? What do you
I'll
want?
give you I'll give it the 1 draft pick and the number 2 draft pick. I don't think draft picks are a curse. I can think this. They don't do anything on the field. So please take on one of those draft picks, please. I'm begging.
Okay, so you give me the 10th. What else you gonna give me?
I think second round pick.
You take the Bears 2nd round pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate that, but
we don't have a 2nd round pick right now. The 2nd round pick we have will go to Washington. It goes to Washington because they got the defensive end from Washington. So I have see here. I got a 75th pick. I can give you a 75th pick.
All right.
Okay. So you want my 9th and my 75th pick. I don't care.
Yes.
I don't care what you pick. If that's me, I want your number 10. Okay. I want your number 10 this year. I want your number 10 this year. I want your number 1 next year, and I want your number 3 next year. Do we got a deal?
All right.
Do we got a deal?
We got a deal.
Right. Okay.
We got a deal.
All right.
That's about one.
All right. I'm 2 for 2.
Okay, Money Hall.
Okay. Rich, come on at me, brother. What team you representing?
I'm Chicago.
Mm-hmm. No,
I'm probably going to lowball them.
No, I'm Chicago. So you come. What team are you representing? I'm Chicago.
Oh, you're Chicago. Cameron, out of here. Out. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Let somebody else go.
Okay, Curry, what you got for me?
Yeah, I'm representing the Washington Commanders.
Okay.
If I'm going to pull a Mike Ditka, and I'm going to go ahead and give you my entire tryout. You give me that number one pick so I can get my quarterback, because I don't feel like Washington is that far off the path, and I don't think they're going to get enough out of the draft this year to improve. They got to surrender that quarterback if they're going to be able to be competitive in that division. And I do think Washington is going to be competitive in that division next year more so than everybody thinks they are, but they're going to have that quarterback.
Okay, so I drew this when I printed this off. I didn't do the whole draft, but they got I think they have at least let me see, 1, 2, 3.
My fault, I'm back.
4. They got 4 within the one. They got 4 draft picks within the 100 draft picks, right? So, and 100 pick would probably be right around somewhere in the 3rd round, maybe. I'm thinking 3rd round would be 100 pick. So, I would probably ask for. I wouldn't be. I'm not gonna be greedy. I want all your picks because I can't afford to have all of them. So I would take the first 6 draft picks you have for that number 1 pick. We got a deal?
Absolutely.
Okay. 3 for 3. All right, Rich, come at me. Come at me, Rich.
I don't know none of the problems y'all got. So publicly, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead. Okay, y'all need it more than me.
Okay. So you don't want nothing. You gonna let me keep that pick? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you keep that pick, and I'm gonna let you go with somebody else and let you sucker them in for that ball.
Okay. Mo, come at me, Mo. What you got, Mo? You've been over there studying. What team you repping?
I think I'm gonna rep. I'm gonna go with the I'm gonna go with the Cardinals.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you Kyler Murray. And the 4th pick.
Behind the cheat.
No.
Is that it?
I want the first pick. No. We're gonna do this in a little bit. I want the first pick this year.
Okay. Is this what you giving me?
I want your first pick next year. I gave you Kyler Murray and also the first pick and my 4th pick and the 4th pick.
That's it. That's
The
it.
Kyler Murray and number 4. Listen.
That's it.
Listen.
Okay.
You give me the first pick. I also give you first round pick next year for your second this year and your third next year.
Don't have a second this year.
That's your fault. I need a second round pick then.
Washington already has it.
All right, then I want your second round pick next year.
Okay. And I'm going to say no to that because I think the reason why I'm gonna say no is because I think Kyler Murray and Justin Fields probably played the same. They probably play almost same type of football.
Kyler Murray has been a Pro Bowler.
Well, he's a Pro Bowler because somebody stepped down from being in the Pro Bowl. Let's keep that.
There you go.
On tap.
Hey.
Keep that on tap. Keep that right there.
Does it matter? He's still a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, it does matter. It does matter. So, and they're both considered running backs playing quarterback in a sense. Kyler Murray doesn't read his playbook. Kyler Murray has already had an injury that set him out. So I can't I can't take Kyler Murray. I'm sorry. I can't do that deal. But I can come back. Can I come back to you with something else?
You can. But I'm not giving him more than that.
I'm not giving him more than that.
So let me say this. How about we do this? You trade Kyler, if you can trade Kyler Murray to the Falcons, get the Falcons number 8 pick, then we can talk.
And you want number 8 and number 4
You
for
want
number
number
1.
8 and number 4 for number 1.
I want number 8.
You don't want number 4. You want number 8.
You don't want number 4. You want number 8. Give you a first and a
I want number 8. If you can trade Kyler Murray to the Washington Redskins, I don't know what they're gonna give you, but I want that number 8.
I'm lost.
If the Arizona Cardinals can trade Kyler Murray to Washington, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you got the number 8 pick. You're still gonna have the 8 pick.
Giving me?
You're still gonna have number 8.
What are you giving me?
Wait, I'm not finished yet. You want the 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm saying to you, if you're Cardinals, and you can trade Kyler Murray to the Falcons, which give y'all, you still got your 4, and you asking for the 8.
Right.
Let's say you get the 8 and some change or whatever. Give me that 8, and let me say, give me the 8, and give me a second and third of next year, and we got a deal.
I'd do that in a heartbeat.
You said you would do that in a heartbeat?
Yeah, because I get the number 1 pick. I still have the 4th pick. I still got my number 1 next year. I do that in a heartbeat.
Okay. I'm just saying, because the reason why I said that is because I think that Chicago needs more than just a quarterback. And I think because everybody's on this Williams kick, you know what I'm saying? It's like you don't, if you look at Chicago, they're $82 million cap money open. Washington Commanders have 96. The Patriots have 86. Tennessee Titans have 85. Chicago has 82, right? If you think about who played the best football at the end of the season, was Chicago. So there are some things that Chicago do actually need, right? So
But
a quarterback ain't.
You're saying
you let me keep the 4th pick.
Say,
So then
yeah,
I'm getting in the draft. I'm getting Kennedy and Marvin Harrison Jr.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
Because
we got a deal. Let's take on this right now.
He's not the same. He's not the wide receiver out there anyway that I'm looking at. Anyway, I'm looking at the wide receiver from Washington. Romeo could go Dunez. Yeah. That's who I'm looking at. I'm not looking at Marvin. I'm not looking at Marvin. See what I'm saying? See, I wasn't even looking at Marvin.
But you should not. They're not going to settle for less than the 4th pick.
But the thing about it is, though, now what I'm doing is I'm saving my team money, because now, 1 through 5 gets a certain amount of money. The 8th pick, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 get a certain amount of money. So I'm saving my team some money, but I'm still getting draft picks that I can use, I can flip to do whatever I want to do, because Chicago needs so much right now. And the conversation.
I'm playing Cavs.
Go ahead.
I this is Rich, my bad. I should have brought this up. I'm thinking maybe if I'm the Raiders, I'm giving them my first round and Devontae Adams from my first round this year, first round next year, Devontae Adams, and a second round the year after for number one in Justin Fields.
Wow.
Give me Justin Fields and at number one. I want both of them because you about to get your quarterback. With my pick, the Raiders suck. So it might not be Caleb, it'll be one of them. And we're going to go ahead and draft. Matter of fact, you know what? Scratch that. Give me Justin Fields. I'm going to give you all of that. Devontae, my first round this year, next year, my second round following. Give me and DJ Moore. And I'm good.
I don't know about DJ Moore part. I don't know about that. Because
give me DJ.
Because what I'm gonna do at that point is I would take that deal. I don't know about DJ, but I would take that deal and I come back to Arizona with some of those picks because now I gotta I can't get my quarter. I can't get the quarterback I want at 13 because he's already gonna be gone. So that 13 pick, that's fine. I got more picks, so I can flip them and I can get myself back in the top 5. And you know where I go to? I tell you who I go to. I go to the Chargers because Chargers don't need a quarterback. They're at number 5. They don't need no quarterback. So I'm going to Chargers. I'm going to talk to Chargers. Okay, what can I? How can we work this thing out? I can jump back in the top 5. And I got cap room. I got players. I got draft picks. And again, I have salary cap room because I think that I think that the Chicago Bears are. Let's be realistic. Who has the opportunity to make the playoffs? Chicago, Tennessee, the Patriots, or Commanders next year? Who y'all think? I would say Chicago because they played the best. They played better football at the end of the season. And if they didn't play better football at the end of the season, Eberflus would have been fired. Every team above them, coach has been fired. Commanders, Patriots, Titans. You get my point. So I think that's where I'm leaning to, in my opinion, when it comes to Chicago Bears, because I think they need more than just a quarterback. And I mean, but the thing about it is, I'm willing to give Justin Fields because now Justin Fields got to get that 50 million, at least 50 million, because that's going to be the going rate for a quarterback. And can Justin Fields go to any team you guys mentioned and make them contender, a playoff contending team? Is the question that needs to be asked.
Steelers already a playoff team.
Right,
but you didn't bring away from a championship. This is what they did Pittsburgh.
You didn't bring no. Well,
I give a better deal.
Okay, give me a deal for Pittsburgh. Let me hear. Let me hear what you got.
I'm giving you a realistic deal.
I won't be biased.
Giving you our first pick. We ain't giving you your first round pick.
First round pick is 21st.
We ain't giving it to you.
Okay, second.
Nobody's gonna give you a first round pick for him.
Okay, second.
We'll give you a second this year. We'll give you a fourth this year. And a conditional third. If we make the playoffs, it becomes the second. If he makes the Pro Bowl and we win a playoff game, it becomes a first.
Next year. I gotta say no to that. Because
we're getting Russell Wilson.
Because you're going to make the playoffs, right? I think Pittsburgh makes the playoffs next year. A second, a fourth. I would need more. I need more I would need more than I would need the second, the fourth. I would need something. I need something for this year. First of all, you said the second and fourth of this year and the third, conditional third for next year, right?
Yeah.
I would probably want that third for this year, and give me that conditional give me a conditional second next year. And I would say yeah to that. I think I would pull it out because I got a second and a fourth of this year. Okay, I got second or third. I mean, I got second or third next year, conditioning if he makes the playoffs or not. So I can flip that second into like a 2 third round picks. I can flip that fourth into like maybe 2 fifth rounds, or maybe even jump up to a first round on 2026. So I probably would make that deal. I would probably make that deal. But again, see, but the thing about it is that in my opinion, Chicago needs so much that I don't think Williams is gonna be that. I don't think he's gonna be that guy. No, some people were saying, like the one dude was talking, he's like, yo, I'm telling you right now, he's gonna be that dude. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why I don't think he's gonna be that dude is because last year they struggled bad. They struggled bad last year. Yeah. And my thing is, if you're the guy, you lift everybody up to the next level. And if you can't do that with mediocre guys, I'm sorry. I don't know if I can trust you at the pro level. But the problem that Chicago has, though, is that if they keep him $50 million next year, let's say they don't make the playoffs. $50 million, he gonna get $50 million. I don't know if Justin Fields is worth that much. So Chicago's definitely in the pickle. You know what I'm saying? And I think that for real, I think they do trade Justin Fields. I think they do bring on Williams. Because money-wise, they save money in that aspect. They got another 4 years to evaluate him as a quarterback they need. But again, you go from USC to Chicago, and that's a different type of atmosphere weather-wise. You know, so I think this whole thing is going to be really, really interesting on how we see this thing play out with Chicago. In the mock draft, they got Chicago getting a quarterback. Go ahead, Mo.
I don't think they like Caleb
I don't
Williams
think they like Caleb Williams
because he's always been in West
because
Coast.
he's always been in West Coast.
He's always been in good weather.
In good weather.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think they like Jalen Daniels either.
That's
I
my whole
I
point.
think they want Big Bay. I think they're going to try and move down with Washington and get the second pick.
Dream big.
In playing in North Carolina is not that bad, but then you play the ACC, right? So you go up to Boston and play in cold weather, so he knows what it feels like. And I think that to me that's
but they've
a factor.
already taken a North Carolina quarterback at number 2.
Oh yeah, they took what's the name?
Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
So I think they're doomed to repeat it.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. So I'm just saying it's going to be a difficult thing for them to do. I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't want to be in Chicago's shoes right now, because do anybody here on the panel think that Justin Fields not making the playoffs next year, let's say he makes the playoffs and win one game, is he worth the $50 million?
The Steelers can't win a playoff game.
See what I'm saying? See, and that's the key right there, is that $50 million. That's what he's going to be offered, the minimum.
Yeah,
the minimum. So that's why I think they do trade him, and they get Williams, or they get somebody else, and now they got room to see if this guy's going to grow into be the quarterback they need him to be, and they surround him by good talent with the picks they have. That's why that's to me. But if you listen to a lot of Chicago Bear fans, they love Justin. They don't want to see him leave. You know, which is surprisingly. It it
Maybe
it,
not.
and is do anybody know Eberflus? Is he an offensive coordinator or was he a defensive coordinator before he became a head coach? I don't know what he was.
I think it was offensive at Indiana.
He was
And
offensive at Indiana. And
And
I'll
that's
look it up though.
strange because
I'll look it up now.
that's strange because if he's defense, if he's a defensive coordinator, I would say 100% they're going to trade him. But he's an offensive coordinator. Justin Fields has been in the same offense for what 2 years now? Going up, was it 2 or 3 years? Eberflus has been in 3 years.
I think 4.
I can't
I
remember.
think 4.
He's been there
But
4.
well, he's been there 3 years. This is his
He's
4th
been
year.
there 3 years. This is his 4th year.
Yeah, but Justin Fields only been there with 3,
Ooh.
right?
Ooh.
I was right about Indiana, but
I
he
was
was a
right
defensive
about
coach.
Indiana, but he was a defensive coach.
See that. So now that he's a defensive coach, that's why I think it's more evident that he will probably get rid of him because he's going to try to build a defense up. And to be honest with you, you look at that conference. It's not that tough, really. You got Green Bay who's coming up. We'll see how Love does a second full year. Minnesota, Kirk Cousins probably is going to be absent. And you have Detroit there. So Detroit going to be the cream of the crop. Minnesota, Chicago. Who else they got in that division? Chicago, Minnesota,
Bears
Detroit.
and
Bears
Detroit. It's
and
just 4.
Detroit. It's just 4.
Yeah, but Chicago, Detroit,
Chicago,
Minnesota,
Detroit,
Green Bay,
Minnesota,
and
and
Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Minnesota and
Green
Bay.
Bay. Okay. So there's a possibility you got a division winner. You could have a wild card come out of division as well. So, all right, guys. Any more thoughts on that? Next up, let's talk about the cap real quick, and then we can move on to the little basketball. So we got Washington cut a bunch of people. They got 47 players signed up right now. The average age is 26, which is kind of crazy because that's old for the NFL, to be honest with you. But I'm looking right now. The average age right now. Oh, excuse me, guys. The average age is probably going to be 26. The youngest team right now in the NFL is 27. Tennessee is 27, 25, 7. Washington is 20, 25, young. Chiefs are 25.7. Wow, I would have never guessed that. The Packers are 25.6. Wow. I was looking at the Rams are 26.4. So the Packers are pretty much the youngest team in the league right now. The oldest team in the league, you're looking at Buffalo. Buffalo at 27.1. New Orleans Saints at 27.4. San Francisco at 27. Carolina Panthers at 27.2, which is a shocker right there. I wouldn't have thought that's it right there. Everybody else is like in 26. So you got Commanders who could have. We know Kirk Cousins ain't going back there, but we could have what's the dude from Kansas City that everybody thinks going to Pittsburgh?
Chris Jones.
The quarterback.
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Russell Wilson.
Denver.
Denver.
I'm talking about there's rumors that Russell Wilson could go to Washington, be a bridge for there. New England Patriots don't have a quarterback. Tennessee Titans don't have a quarterback. Chicago, we already talked about them. Colts have a quarterback. Texas have a quarterback. Lions, Cardinals, issues. Raiders don't have a quarterback. Cincinnati does. Rams, Tampa Bay. They're talking about maybe cutting Baker Mayfield, bringing back at a cheaper price. Carolina has a quarterback. Atlanta doesn't have a quarterback. Minnesota doesn't have a quarterback. Giants iffy. Eagles have. Jacksonville Jaguars have. Those are 18 teams I called off, and all of them are a plus. All of them have a plus 29 million. Other than Philly's is lowest in out of the 18 teams. They got 21 million to use for cap. But Washington, the Patriots, the Titans, the Bears, I think the Colts are 5 and the Texans are 6. Detroit is 7. So guys, I think that the Colts, the Texans, the Lions are going to be really active this year in free agency because they know what they probably need to tweak what they need to do to get them to the next level. I'm really interested to see how Houston does this thing. Somebody had a comment? Okay.
I know it's going to be interesting with how they negotiate with these contracts because there's only one team out there within that list that you mentioned that's going to bring in that team, but potentially 3 big players and convince them to take that veteran money and not the big chunk of cash that's all and their free agency signings down to minimum 1-year contracts.
I'm going to say this. I would not be surprised if the Texans go after Chris Jones. I would not be surprised, guys.
Let me add a little flavor to that. They have the cap. They wanted to. They could get him and potentially Josh Allen from Jacksonville.
Josh Allen?
Which essentially, and
okay, go ahead.
Don't forget the Dolphins, as of last Friday, they released their defense of that Emmanuel. So he's a free agent, so there's another option on the table. So they can play their cards right, where they can potentially get not 1 but 2 people to solve that D line.
Exactly. Hey, I just got on my phone. Tampa Bay Buccaneers part ways with Baker Mayfield, trade for $18 million quarterback on a wild off season. So they say. So again, I just said I just said this, man. I love being right sometimes. So I think they bring him back. I think they bring him back for less money because I don't think they really want to. They don't. I don't think Tampa Bay wants to franchise Mike Evans, but they still don't want Mike Evans to roll. But you look at Commanders, the Patriots, the Titans, the Bears, the Colts, the Houston Texans, all those guys got money to spend. Could Mike Evans go to who's the go-to guy, wide receiver in Indianapolis? Could Mike Evans end up going there?
Michael Pittman Jr. I don't see it.
Michael Pittman's their guy, but
but Michael Pittman can't stay healthy. That's his problem too. So
Mike Evans could go to he could go to Houston.
He could go to Houston
because he played at Texas Tech.
But Houston has, but like Matthew said, Houston have enough money. They could bring in 3 to 4 guys with what they got.
Yeah.
Houston got $72 million salary cap, so they got enough money to bring in a few guys that make them a whole lot better, make them scream and holler, and make people stand back and watch them and look at how good they can play. They still I'd probably say they need maybe 1 or 2 guys on the defensive side because the defense they got were a defense that was built to maintain until their offense could come around. So
now here's another thing too. For teams that are looking for a quarterback, they can whoever's going to do it, and I believe it will happen. I just don't know which team's going to do it. There's going to be a team out there that's going to trade with Cincinnati to get Jake Browning. Because we remember when Brewer got injured and Browning had his.
Yeah,
A lot of people thought Browning was going to do it.
but I don't think they're gonna get rid of Browning because of the history of Joe Burrow's his injury. I don't think they're gonna allow him to walk. I don't think they'll allow him to walk. I think they'll pay extra to keep him. Is he a free agent? Is Browning a free agent?
No, he's currently still with the Bengals, I believe.
So it would have to be a
I won't be surprised during the NFL draft.
So it would have to be a trade.
That a team decides to give him a pick.
Okay.
And then some.
Okay, so they had to pay him. Yeah, they had to pay him well.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't see him going nowhere because Joe Burrows has always been injury prone. I think he probably stays because he's that safety blanket for them. All right, guys, we got about. Say that again, Rich.
I could see an in-season trade, but I don't see one at the draft.
Okay. So let me ask you guys real quick before we move into basketball. Justin, if I'm gonna give you two quarterbacks, Justin Fields ends up where, Mo?
He ends up in Atlanta.
Okay. Curry, Justin Fields ends up where?
Miami.
You said Miami. Did you say Miami?
Yeah, without seriousness, I do honestly think that they got their eyes on making a move because you mentioned is Justin Fields worth $50 million?
Mm-hmm.
You see, they're asking that same question down in Miami. Is Tua going to be worth that? So if you're going to give $50 million to one or the other,
okay,
which one would you do it? You know?
So you think Justin can go to the Dolphins, to Miami?
I think it's a possibility. Yes.
Okay. I'm writing these on the board here.
That's right. Guaranteed that there's a possibility.
Okay, I'm just writing it up on the board. Lou, Justin Fields ends up where?
Oh, yeah, Atlanta.
Okay. Rich, Justin Fields ends up where?
Oakland. Oh, I'm sorry. Las Vegas.
Lou, Justin Fields ends up where?
I believe I didn't say Atlanta.
Oh, I'm saying you did say that. That Matthew, where do you think he's going to end up at?
I believe he's going to go to the Chargers.
Justin Fields?
Interesting.
Yep.
Why would you say that?
It's something within the coaching staff and the management. I feel like there's something going on in there. Like, I don't think Herbert's going. Like, Herbert's been there for a minute. I don't really. I see it as a good scenario trade where Fields will end up with the Chargers.
Mo, what did you say he's going? You say he's going to Atlanta, right?
I said Atlanta.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin.
Yes.
Another reason it makes sense that Justin Fields go to Miami because if you look at the cold weather games where Tua hasn't really shown that he can play in those cold weather games, and that is kind of been hurting them down the stretch. But now, if you look at Justin Fields, cold weather's not going to bother that guy playing in the cold weather.
Because he played at Ohio State, so he's good with that. So let me ask you a question.
And he played Chicago.
Let me ask you a question. So Miami is a negative $24 million in salary cap. to make that move, that means they believe in him. So that means they got to trade Tua, right? I don't know if they're gonna trade Tua to Chicago, and Chicago trade him somewhere else, and I don't know how that scenario will work out. But I think that's gonna be hard. They already
Kevin, the salary cap. We focus too much on the dollar figure itself, and that's just a number. And we not say that is because the salary cap is getting ready to go up.
Well, no, what I'm giving you,
I mean, it's going to be. Yeah, and they're projecting the salary cap to be extremely high. What it is,
right?
So,
and what I'm
giving, you're going to have money to spend.
But what I'm giving you is what the salary cap is now. When I looked it up, they added the 30 million to it because before, they had who was it? They had the Eagles were like they was in a negative, and now they came out of the negative, and to where they have 21, and that includes by the free agents they're probably gonna get rid of, or free agents they feel they're not gonna sign. So what I'm giving you is a numbers right now of what the salary cap is, what the added amount of money they had. So that's because that's why
but you're not figuring in restructuring contracts.
No, you're right about that. But that's why
they figuring in cut players.
But that's why they cut Xavier Howard because of the number they got to have. So they're gonna have to finagle some things around to get out of the negative in order to get to that point. If Justin Fields is the dude they want, they just got to have to figure that thing out. Again,
I've never been the one that gets sold on that salary cap number because if a team want a player or players, they always seem to find a way to move money around and signing bonuses and whatever they need to do.
Right.
And when is it they got to be under the cap by what? December 13th? I mean, excuse me, March 13th.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, if you bring Justin Fields in, you're not. Like say if you bring him in and you sign him to a contract extension, it won't work. It won't start until 2025 because it's extension. It's not a full contract. You got extension to the contract, so it won't affect their cap until 2025. So a lot of people don't understand it when it comes to a rookie deal. And like if you look at Aaron Donald's contract and what he did, he deferred some money back on the back end of his contract, but he got more guaranteed money up front, and they came back and restructured his contract again this year. So I think that if you get to the point where you can make a defer some money on the back end, that's good. Long as you get the guarantee money that you want up front, I don't think they really care about the back end of the money for real. You know what I'm saying? If you sign a $150 million contract and they give you, let's say they give you 53 of it up front, you're cool with the 53. Now they owe you 47. You know what I'm saying? And you'll get that within the next 4 years, but you know that the last year of that contract, you're probably not going to get it. They'll probably actually restructure your contract, or they may cut you on the back end of that end. So you get the majority of it. Let's say you leave 47 of it on the back end. You're like, okay, I'm cool. You can cut me if you want to, because I got all mine up front. So that's how they can make that thing work. Real quick, basketball. If I say to you guys, who will be the face of the NBA after LeBron leaves? Mo, who would you say?
Wembanyama.
I think you're too young.
I get it, but I don't think anybody's going to take the reins until like 2 or 3 years. I think it's going to be Wembanyama.
Okay. Lou, who's going to be the face of the NBA once LeBron leaves? Who do you think it could be?
I think we're Luka.
Luka hasn't been an international player. Hasn't been the face of the NBA yet. That's a good choice. Curry, who you got?
Man, I wouldn't even know where to start, but I'd have to go with Joker.
Okay, okay. Rich, who you got?
Jay Gilgis Alexander.
Okay, that's a good choice. That's a good choice. Matthew, who you got?
This is really going to be a curveball, but I'm going to go with an underrated player right now, and that's Bull.
Who?
The Bull, Manute Bull's son.
Who he played for?
He plays for the Suns.
Yeah.
Does he start?
Yeah. From time to time, they're giving him that role.
I gotta disagree with that one. I got to disagree with
Like,
that.
like he did well against the Lakers the other night.
That's what one game.
Like there is potential. You just gotta give him that improvement throughout the season.
Has he played?
I wouldn't be surprised if he plays in the playoffs as a starter.
Has he played for somebody? He been? This ain't the first team he played for, right? He been around the league.
No, he's played for Denver.
So he played with Denver. He played for.
I think he might have a ring with Denver.
Yeah,
he was with Orlando too.
Oh, so yes, because I think Orlando drafted him, so I don't think he would be. I don't think he would be the face. I got two scenarios. I think that my man Anthony Ant-Man up in Minnesota could be the face of the NBA.
Yeah.
I think he has the moxie. He has the grit. And he has to play. Yes, he definitely has swagger. I think he could be the guy. Go ahead, Mo.
Paying women.
He what?
He offered a girl $100,000 to get an abortion.
Oh, I know about that.
Maybe with a gambler.
Maybe not. Maybe not. So if it's not him, I would like to see Jason Tatum be the face of the NBA, but he's too meek and too mild. He doesn't have that grit in him. He doesn't have that moxie or that swagger, as y'all said.
Team leader.
Yeah. So I think that possibility that it's not going to be anybody for the couple years. John Morant kind of messed it up, right? Shane Gildress could probably be that dude. He could be that guy, but Oklahoma doesn't get the it's just
they have so many draft picks.
Oklahoma's just Oklahoma, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing out there for Oklahoma. I mean, this is just out there. You know what I'm saying? So, but he could be that dude. He could be that dude. That was a good pick on Sean's behalf. I mean on Rich's behalf. Well, so I think that
what was Cleveland before LeBron got there?
Nothing. But they were already
he can make Oklahoma City hot.
He can, but I'm gonna say this. They got to go deep in the playoffs. And I'm not talking about the second round. I think they need to go to if they get to the East, if they get to Western Conference Finals and lose in 7 games, then there's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the West, they want to say the West is tougher than the East. And I'm gonna say I don't think the West is tougher. I just think that you have the Golden State Warriors, you had the Phoenix Suns, you had the Lakers, and the Golden State Warriors who don't really care what seed they get because they know they got the playoff experience. So when those 4 teams or 3 teams I just named beat the top 4 teams like the Minnesota, like I don't think they can beat Minnesota. Oklahoma, I think they can get with them. I think Denver is a different type of animal. I think Minnesota's a different type of animal. I think Minnesota has the power to go to the NBA Finals. I think Denver definitely can do it because we saw Denver do it before. Those 2 teams right there, I don't think nobody want to see them in the first round because it's a matchup problem. Minnesota gives you a matchup problem with every team out there. You know, they just don't have the experience of being in the playoffs. And they're saying, from what I'm reading, is that the young dudes out there is like, bring LeBron, bring Curry, bring KD, Bring them old dudes on because I'm gonna show you that we got the horses that can beat them. You know, so I just think that even once LeBron James retired, and I think he's closer to retiring than people think because now they're saying that his son's not coming. His son's not going in the draft this year. He's gonna stay another year, right? So that gives him 2 years with UCLA, 2 years at USC. That means LeBron got to play another year next year. Um,
Yeah, son's gonna do that.
and only thing Lakers can do is hope and pray that they can get Kyrie or they can get them another point guard out there. Because I mean, they can talk about how happy they are with D'Angelo Russell, but D'Angelo Russell just played harder so that he didn't get traded on the off season. I mean, during the trade season. And if I look at the cap room, if I look at the cap for the Los Angeles Lakers, they're 22nd. They're on the. This is the thing that killed me. They're on the second apron, right, of $13 million, and which is crazy because they're not that good as a team right now. And in my personal opinion, not that I hate them, but they're not that good. They still paying Carmelo Anthony, Avery Bradley, Jared Dudley, Wayne Ellington, Dwight Howard, Deion Waiters, and Mason Jones. They're still paying these guys money, and they're not.
You know, it does pay blue all day.
Yeah, and Avery Bradley ain't played in the league in God knows how long. And everybody's $2 million. So that's dead cap. That's cap for 2023, 24, which falls off. The luxury tax and oh my God, dead money is crazy, guys. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. They got 18 players that got dead cap money. I'm not sorry. That's not dead cap money. I apologize. It's not dead cap money. That's it says maximum possible cap space. These are players. I think these are players on their team right now. So they may have some cap space to bring in a point guard, but Kyrie already signed a deal with Dallas, so they would have to be a trade.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, they could pick up.
Who's that?
There's 2 players they can pick up. But if they're one of them, they can either go make a trade with Bill Orland to pick up CJ McCollum, or they can go on to Memphis and go get D Rose.
I like the McCollum trade. That would be nice for him. He would fit well with them because he's not a pure point guard, but in that offense, he doesn't have to be the sheet on. He's the third. He could be the third wheel. He could be the third wheel. Yeah. So guys, yeah, we're pretty much at our end of our show. I appreciate you guys coming on tonight. This is my 195th show. So my 200th show, it'll be something nice. We'll do something nice for that. Maybe we get all y'all guys to call in and be on the screen with me and Mo. We supposedly have another show coming on with Betty Kentley. She's supposed to call into the show tonight and just talk about the show. As you guys know, Dana's taking care of his father. That's why he's not here. So keep Dana in your prayer. Keep Dana in your prayers. Man, we just going to enjoy ourselves. So, the weird thing, I've been doing this for 11 years now, and this is once I started my own thing. I didn't really keep track of how many seasons I did. So, all actuality, in the Zone Sports Talk Radio, I'm probably on my 8th season for real. But it doesn't matter whatsoever. I do this for fun. I do it for love. Again, if you guys know anybody out there that wants to write or podcast with us, get your own podcast. What are you doing?
Made the worst heart ever, bro.
Oh yeah, it's like this.
Whatever, man. That don't look like a heart either. That's better. That's better. There you go.
Yeah, that's it. Eventually, I know Mo is gonna probably get his own show. Once he gets done with college, we're hoping that Dana comes back in
I like the way you put that.
college.
It's 2 steps above college. Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Your dissertation, you got to do a dissertation. So
Doctorate.
once you get done with that, then he'll probably have his own show.
Dr. Mo's
and
Corner, baby.
Of course, we got Lou, who's faithful all the time, comes on the show. He got his own show. So there's room for growth with what we do and have fun doing what we do. It's just, man, we just do it for fun, man. And I'll be sitting down talking to Try 99. Hopefully this weekend and get us back on TV. They upgraded everything, so we should be back on TV live. And who don't want to be on TV? Fix your hair, mustache, get the little eyelash thing, and put some little makeup on so you look good on television. And yeah, they do all that stuff right there. They'll do all that stuff. So, anybody got anything else for?
I already do that
stuff, bro. And I apologize. We didn't get a chance to do Black History, so we'll do a double Black History next Monday. I had some good for you guys, but we'll do a double Black History. Mo, you can always shave like I did, and you ain't got to worry about it no more. All right, guys. Hey,
North Carolina is in a dog fight with Miami right now.
Oh Lord. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk about that college stuff.
I hate Philly. Got to get it in.
He got to get it in. He hates Philly. He hates Philadelphia.
Me too.
I don't like him. I respect him, but I hate the Lakers. Hey. It is what it is, guys. All right, man. You guys have a good night. Thank you guys for hanging out with us again tonight. We will see y'all next Monday, same time. Well, my show might be a little bit. We might do a show earlier because a friend of mine, he just Smitty McCall in the McCall gang now, but Smitty is the guy that was my first co-host. He's had over 100,000 likes on Twitter and he does sports. He wanted me to come on the show, but he asked me at the last minute to come on. I couldn't do it tonight. So maybe I might do it next week and maybe push our show back a little back. We might go from 8 to 10 or whatever, something like that on next Monday. So just guys be aware of that. All right, guys, you guys have a good night. God bless, man.
Hey, can we talk about next week? Next week, can we talk about Josh Jacobs in Houston?
Oh yeah, we can definitely talk about Josh. You said who? D-Ray? You said D-Hop?
Houston.
Josh Jacobs.
From
the running back.
From the Raiders.
From the Raiders. Yes. It ain't done, but I know it's gonna get done. You want?
I thought he signed a contract with them, or was he franchised?
Franchise last year.
He's franchised.
They're not gonna franchise tag him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can talk about that. All right, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K. Dix from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart, Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, and Murray E. Baskerville from Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. Remember, we throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big-time players make big-time plays and big-time games. Stay ready to be ready. You have been listening to an In the Zone Sports Talk Radio production. Remember, you can hear us again on star107fm.com on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support.